There is nothing more exciting than seeing the siding go up on your house because then it actually starts looking like a finished house.
I know that weatherproofs your home, basically.
Hey there, my name is Yami. I am your Latina next door. Welcome back to Mi Casa. I am here with my husband Nelson, also known as the Latino engineer, and we're going to be talking about siding. It's so exciting. So exciting. Siding is exciting. Yay!
And we are wearing the same stuff because, like, we live in such a tiny house. We don't have a closet, so we just rewash stuff.
No, we just took a whole day of filming back to back to back to back episodes since we were so behind. But it's okay. It's okay. We're making the best of our situation.
It still applies. We live in a tiny home, so I don't have a lot of clothes.
So, as far as siding, we decided to go with hardy plank or hardy siding, right? Which is
It's a fiber cement board.
and it's super heavy and super durable, right?
Yep.
And we had the option because a lot of farmhouses, they like to do that board and batten, which is absolutely beautiful. I am not going to lie. But the pricing to install that kind of siding is astronomical compared to just regular siding. So we decided, you know what, we're just going to keep it simple and we're just going to do the regular horizontal staggered siding. And honestly, I'm kind of glad we went that route because it really does look beautiful.
Well, that and you're trusting your siding installer to like perfectly line everything up with all the lines that go across it that you have to do for board and batting. And we're like, you know what?
That's going to be a headache.
And
then we were going to have to determine the spacing between each of the vertical seams. And we had to be out there just making sure that they got it exactly right. And we're like, we don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So
we went with traditional hardy siding.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, it looks
amazing.
I mean, and we went with, I think it was the wider one. I think it was the 8.5 or 8.25.
So I think
because you have different widths. You have the ones that are like smaller, like 6-inch or 4-inch, and then you have the 8 or 10-inch. We went with the wider one,
and I think that really made a difference. It does look beautiful. And our gentleman who did the framing of the house also tackled the siding, and they did a great job. Let's see. We also went with a craftsman style trim around the exterior of the windows and the doors, a little bit reminiscent of what we did on our windows in our last house on the inside. We really love that look, and I wanted to bring it here, and I wanted to showcase it on the outside of the home because I really think it added something a little bit more special than just a regular square frame around the windows. So that was a design feature that I went ahead and had them include. We went with, what was it? I think it was a 6-inch board at the top. And then the rest of them were 4-inch that went around the sides and the bottom to really kind of give them like a little eyebrow up top, I guess you can say. And I think that was a good design choice, I think. This is where it starts getting a little bit, how do you say, scary because this is the stuff that we're going to be seeing. This is the stuff that everybody else is going to be seeing. It's, framing and everything has to be done right. And it's not the prettiest work, but this stuff, this is like permanent forever. And this is what we're going to have to live with. So far, all of our decisions as far as the exterior, the doors and windows and everything that we've already talked to you guys about, we've been completely happy with. We're happy with that decision. And honestly, the siding went up pretty quickly. Yeah, we didn't have any issues. However, there were some dicey moments, man. Those guys have to get up high and do the craziest stunts with ladders and pieces of wood in order to get up to certain places. I don't know how the guys have the stomachs for that, but they do. They got them up. There's some really high parts.
Yeah, because like on the peaks on the side, of your soffits, God, they're like 30 feet in the air.
It's scary up there.
But I mean, they look like they were wearing climbing gear. They got the little belts and ropes. But I mean, even if you still have the protection, you still can fall. but then you can swing and hit into the house. So it's still like but those guys are awesome. I mean, they look like they were just hanging off the wall like little spiders. It was
Nelson would never do that. He's like, nope, that is not my cup of tea. If there is anything that makes Nelson weak at the knees, it's heights. That's his kryptonite.
right. That's why I will not jump on that.
So let's see. Oh, and so what's funny is also is I've been sharing like little snapshots and like sneak peeks on Instagram while the siding has gone up. And a lot of you guys have been thinking that the actual outside of the house is yellow.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of DMs that say, I didn't take you for a yellow girl. Well, the reason it looks yellow is because that is the primer that's actually on those planks, right, babe? That's like the color of the primer.
Well, yeah, that's the color that James Hardy siding does. There's other companies that make that siding, fiber cement siding, and depending on the company you buy it from, it'll either be white or another off color to do it. But just the company, the manufacturer we chose, I guess they prime them yellow for whatever reason.
And it's not an ugly yellow. Absolutely not. Actually, we've seen worse yellow, on houses before, and that was permanent in paint. But this one, it's actually a pretty yellow, which I could definitely understand why a lot of people would have gotten confused and said, I didn't take you for a yellow girl. Yeah. But no, that's
all our neighbors were like, we like your yellow house. Yeah. We're like, well, it's not yellow.
It's not going to be yellow.
It's not supposed to be yellow. Like, no, we're going to paint it.
So yes, we are painting it. I do plan on painting the siding a nice softer white. I've always wanted a white house. We've had how many houses, and I haven't gotten my white house yet. So this is going to be my white house.
We got a white house. We're going to have a white house this time.
Yes. It's not going to be the stark, harsh, farmhouse white. I want something a little bit softer and a little bit different, because a lot of the exterior elements that I want to do are a little bit more warmer, and not just, your usual farmhouse style. And I'll be sharing more of all that, with you all very soon, as far as, the color scheme and the accents and how I want the exterior of the house to look and where I'm getting my inspiration from. I'll share that with you all. So I guess that's basically it for siding. Is there anything else? I think that was it. I think that's pretty fast.
No, the only delay, there was a slight delay in siding because some of the trim boards, the vendor that we were buying them from didn't have enough, so we had to back order, and that kind of set everything back by a week. Because the actual siding that went on the home, all of that got delivered, but the trim pieces,
it was a trim, yeah.
Right. I didn't calculate it properly, so we
lost a little bit of time.
Right.
But honestly, it wasn't terrible to put us too far behind, and we're glad that we waited for the right size trim to go up, because it just brought everything together. And I think the house itself on the exterior is just going to look really beautiful and really unique for the area, I think. So yeah. All right, we're going to let the B-roll, and we're going to let you guys enjoy the siding go up. So I didn't want to go super stark white on the exterior of the house. And the top one was actually, it's hard to tell on camera, but it is more pinkish than the other ones because it has more magenta undertones. The middle one is kind of halfway between the top and the bottom. And then of course the bottom is more of a more truer neutral white. Say that 3 times fast. But I want to give you guys a comparison of what the whites look like up against like a stark paper white. Like these are like plans right here. And if you put it up against it, you can see that it's not a stark white. And so I'm excited about that. I ended up going with the bottom one, which is alabaster. And I'm happy about that because it is like the more neutral of the 3. There is obviously a lot more whites to choose from. And if I just kept looking, I would have gone nuts. So yeah, I went with the alabaster. All right, well, that's it for today's episode of our farmhouse build. Let us know what you think. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And what do y'all think about the yellow siding? Would you ever go with a color like this for your house? And yeah, we can't wait to share the very next episode of our farmhouse build. Until then,
Go dogs.
dude, that took you forever.
I know. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else.
Adios.